In a small village, surrounded by mountains, an hour by train from Kyoto, there lives a woman named Yuki. She is 94 years old. And for more than 4 decades, the people of that village have said the same thing about her. She's the most elegant woman this place has ever seen. It's not because of jewelry. Yuki wears none. It's not because of expensive clothes. She's never bought a single designer piece in her life. What puzzles everyone is something else. Yuki owns, counting every sock, every scarf, every winter coat, 22 pieces of clothing. That's it. And still, when she walks down the village's main street to buy tea, people stop what they're doing just to look.
A Japanese journalist once went there, curious to understand this mystery, and asked Yuki a simple question. How do you manage to look so elegant with so little? Yuki's answer, recorded in that story, was this, and I need you to pay close attention, because it's the thread that runs through everything we're about to talk about today. You in the West try to fill the emptiness with clothes. We try to empty the closet until only the truth is left. That sentence sounds poetic, almost cryptic, but it hides a practical method tested by generations of Japanese women, mothers, grandmothers, weavers, homemakers, long before the word minimalism ever existed in the West. A method any woman, in any country, can apply to her own wardrobe, starting today. Over the next 30 days, I'm going to guide you through this process, divided into 4 stages, each one grounded in a real Japanese teaching used for centuries, not just to organize clothes, but to reorganize your entire relationship with appearance, self-worth, and time. And if you stay until the end, you'll understand why the last stage, the one almost nobody applies, is exactly what separates a woman who looks put together from a woman no one ever forgets. Before we go on, if stories like Yuki's are the kind of wisdom you want more of, hit subscribe now. Every week, we bring you another piece of ancient knowledge and turn it into something you can actually use in your everyday life. And since we're talking about Yuki's philosophy, everything she practices, the full method behind the life she built with so little, is laid out in a guide I put together called A Woman Japanese Complete. I've pinned it to the first comment below this video, but it won't stay there for long. I'm taking it down after a limited time. So if this resonates with you, go check the pinned comment now before we move on, and come back to keep watching. Now, compare Yuki's life to ours. Studies on textile consumption show that the average number of pieces in a Western wardrobe has more than doubled over the last 3 decades. And yet, the phrase most commonly said by women standing in front of a mirror hasn't changed. I have nothing to wear. That's not a shortage of clothes. It's an excess of noise. We buy on impulse, out of anxiety, out of comparison, chasing that only until midnight sale. And the result is almost always the same. An overstuffed closet, a wasted morning deciding what to wear, and a strange feeling that even with all of that, you're never quite satisfied with your own reflection. There's even a name for this in consumer psychology: decision fatigue. The more options you have in front of you, the worse and more exhausting the decision you end up making. A packed closet doesn't give you freedom. It steals your time, your energy, and, without you even noticing, your elegance. On the other side of the world, women like Yuki learned generations ago the opposite path. Fewer pieces, chosen with more truth, produce more presence, more confidence, and more beauty than any overflowing wardrobe ever will. That's the wisdom we're about to turn into a practical 30-day plan. The process is divided into 4 weeks, and each one carries a different Japanese teaching, ways of thinking about objects, beauty, and time that have crossed centuries and still shape how Japanese women dress today. Week 1, the teaching of letting go, learning to release what no longer serves you. Week 2, the teaching of simplicity, building a wardrobe from the essentials. Week 3, the teaching of quiet elegance, refining instead of accumulating. Week 4, the teaching of imperfect beauty, accepting, caring for, and feeling gratitude for what you already have. Get a notebook ready. Many women who go through this process say that writing down each step deepens the results and becomes an emotional record of their own transformation. In Japan, there's an organizing practice born from Buddhist and yoga ideas that became widely popular in the 1970s and spread across the whole country as a true philosophy of life, not just a tidying method. Its logic comes down to 3 movements: refuse what comes in without real need, discard what no longer serves you, and detach from the very idea of ownership. This practice doesn't ask, could this still be useful for something? It asks something far more uncomfortable. Does this piece serve the woman I am today, or the woman I used to be, or the one I once imagined I'd become? It's uncomfortable, and that's exactly why it works. Days 1 to 7, the ritual of letting go. Day 1, the total emptying. Take absolutely everything out of the closet and lay it on the bed or the floor. Your entire wardrobe needs to be visible at once. It's impossible to make fair decisions about pieces you don't even remember owning. Day 2, the 3-question test. For each piece, ask, have I worn this in the last 12 months? Would I buy this again today at the price I paid? Does this piece make me feel like the woman I want to be? If the answer is no to all 3, the piece goes into the out pile. Day 3, the guilt pile. Every woman keeps pieces out of guilt. An expensive gift, a special occasion purchase that never came, something that will fit again once I lose 3 pounds. Set those pieces aside. Keeping something out of guilt is letting the past run the present. Day 4, donating with intention. Pieces in good condition go to donation, but the ritual asks for one symbolic gesture, mentally thanking each piece before letting it go, acknowledging the role it played, however small. Day 5, responsible disposal. Damaged, faded, or unsalvageable pieces go to textile recycling, where available in your city. Day 6, rest. Yes, a day of rest. This process isn't a rushed, one-time purge. It's cyclical, meant to be repeated throughout life. Day 7, final count. Count what's left. Most women who complete this first week cut their wardrobe by 40 to 60% and report a physical, almost breathable sense of lightness when they open the closet again. In the dry gardens of Kyoto, in unpainted wooden temples, in pottery left without excess glaze, there's an aesthetic principle that runs through all traditional Japanese art. Beauty emerges when everything non-essential is stripped away, leaving only what has function and truth. Let the object speak for itself, without noise around it. Applied to your wardrobe, this doesn't mean owning little for the sake of owning little. It means every remaining piece has to earn its place through the quality of its shape, its fit, and its function, not through quantity. Days 8 to 14, building the essential base. Day 8, the 3-color palette. Choose one neutral base, black, navy, charcoal gray, or beige. One secondary neutral, white, off-white, or camel, and a single accent color that pairs with both. This is the classic structure behind the most enduring wardrobes. Everything talks to everything else. Day 9, the fit audit. Try on every remaining piece in front of the mirror. A piece that almost fits doesn't fit. Set aside for tailoring the pieces you love but that don't sit perfectly. The cost of alteration always pays off more than a new purchase. Day 10, the 8 essential pillars. A functional wardrobe can be built from 8 categories: straight-leg pants, a midi skirt, a white shirt, a neutral blouse, a structured blazer, a versatile dress, a winter coat, and one fine knit piece. Check which of these categories you already have and which are missing. Day 11, the one in, one out rule. From today on, no new piece enters the closet unless another one leaves. This is the practical maintenance of letting go, built into the simplicity you're creating. Day 12, texture as language.
Without loud prints, colors, or accessories, Japanese elegance leans on texture. Linen, fine wool, silk, dense cotton. Look at your pieces and notice which textures make the fabric fall with nobility. Those are the ones to prioritize in future purchases. Day 13. The weekend bag test. Imagine you need to travel for 3 days using only the pieces in your current closet. Can you put together complete mix and match outfits without repeating the exact same combination? If not, identify the one piece missing for that flexibility. Day 14. Photograph the closet. Take a picture of the wardrobe as it stands now. Mentally compare it to week 1. The visual difference should already be noticeable. A more breathable, more organized space that feels more like you. If the first week taught you to let go, and the second taught you to simplify, the third teaches you to refine. There's a Japanese word that originally described the astringent taste of an unripe persimmon. Intense, but not sweet, not obvious. Over time, it came to describe a discreet, sophisticated beauty, one that only reveals itself to careful attention. It's the opposite of loud luxury. It's the elegance that needs no logo, no shine, no outside approval, because it asserts itself through quiet quality. In traditional Japan, a kimono woven with flawless craftsmanship, but in neutral colors, was more respected than a flashy one. True class lived in the details only a careful eye would notice. The inner stitching, the perfect fall at the shoulder, the discreet sheen of a well-cared-for fabric. Days 15 to 21, cultivating quiet elegance. Day 15, the quality inventory. Split your pieces into 2 groups, the ones that look expensive, even though they're simple, and the ones that look cheap, even though they were expensive. The criterion isn't the price you paid, but the finish. Stitching, buttons, lining, fit. Day 16. Care as ritual. Set aside this day to physically care for each essential piece. Shoes brushed, clothes ironed, knitwear folded, never hung so it doesn't lose its shape. Day 17. Fewer accessories, more intention. Choose no more than 3 signature accessories. A watch, a pair of earrings, a belt, that you'll wear consistently enough that they become part of your visual identity. Day 18. Posture as part of the outfit. No outfit holds elegance without posture. Relaxed shoulders, a lengthened spine, contained movements communicate as much as the clothes themselves. Practice today, in front of the mirror, walking into a room with that presence. Day 19. The quiet of matching textures. Put together an outfit using only tones from the same color family, varying the textures instead. Linen with wool, cotton with silk. This monochromatic styling exercise creates a sense of elongation and sophistication. Day 20. Shopping with intention. If you need to buy something this week, apply this test. Would the piece still be beautiful if every label were removed? If the answer depends on the brand stamped on it, it doesn't belong in this wardrobe. Day 21. Wardrobe reassessment. Try on, one after another, 5 different outfits using only your current pieces. Notice which one triggers the strongest feeling of, this is me. This becomes your reference outfit for the final week. We've reached the deepest teaching, and as promised at the start, the one most people skip. There's a Japanese aesthetic philosophy, perhaps the most well-known in the West and also the most misunderstood, that describes beauty found in humble simplicity and in the natural passage of time. Wear, patina, the marks of use. Its central lesson is simple. Nothing is perfect. Nothing is permanent. Nothing is complete. And that's exactly why everything can be beautiful. Applied to fashion, this philosophy frees a woman from the endless chase for the perfect wardrobe. A hem quietly worn thin, a leather jacket that's picked up marks of use, a piece worn again and again. None of that is a flaw. It's history. It's authenticity. And there's a second, related teaching, a Japanese expression of regret over waste,
a genuine sense of loss when something's full value goes unused, whether it's food, an object, or an opportunity. It's not about hoarding out of fear of waste. It's about honoring what you already have, using it with presence and care, instead of discarding it on a whim for something new. Days 22 to 30, bringing acceptance and gratitude together. Day 22, the emotional inventory. Choose 3 pieces from your current closet that carry a story: an inherited coat, something from a trip, an item that witnessed an important chapter of your life. Notice how wearing them consciously changes how you feel in them. Day 23, repair as an act of respect. Set aside any piece that needs a small repair, a button, a hem, a loose seam, and take it in for alteration. Repairing is nobler than replacing.
Day 24, the pause before buying. If you feel the urge to buy something this week, wait 72 hours before deciding. That pause dramatically reduces impulse purchases. Day 25, wear the reference outfit. Go back to the outfit you chose on day 21 as the most authentic one. Wear it today, paying full attention to how the fabric feels against your skin, how the color reflects on your face, how your body moves inside it. Day 26, gratitude for what remains. Write in a few lines what each essential category in your wardrobe now represents to you. This reflection exercise symbolically closes the cycle that began in week 1. Day 27, the mirror without judgment. Look at yourself dressed without hunting for what's wrong. Practice observing with acceptance, noticing beauty even where you once saw only flaws. Day 28, share what you've learned. If you can, help someone else, a friend, a sister, a daughter. Apply at least one principle from this journey. Passing practical knowledge between women is itself part of the tradition this method comes from. Day 29, the closet as a portrait. Look at the final wardrobe. Ideally, every piece should be something you'd consciously choose today, not a leftover from the past, not a hope for the future, but a precise expression of who you are right now. Day 30, the closing ritual. Close the closet door and breathe. You've completed a process many women take years to even begin. The elegance you're building now doesn't depend on quantity. It depends on intention, care, and truth. Remember Yuki, the 94-year-old woman with 22 pieces of clothing? After everything we've covered today, her words might make more sense now. You try to fill the emptiness with clothes. We try to empty the closet until only the truth is left. Over these 4 weeks, you learned to let go of what no longer serves you, to simplify with essentialism, to refine with discretion and quality, and to accept and honor what you already have. These aren't just fashion concepts, they're life teachings, applied for centuries to gardens, pottery, tea ceremonies, and yes, also to the wardrobes of women like Yuki. And maybe that's the most important lesson of this video. Elegance was never about having more. It was always about seeing more clearly what we already have and having the courage to let go of everything that was never truly ours. If this 30-day journey resonated with you, tell us in the comments which day you're starting on, and come back in a month to share how your closet and the way you see yourself have changed. If you'd like to explore more Japanese teachings applied to everyday life, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because every week we bring a new piece of ancient wisdom translated for modern challenges.